Hello witches, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something I've been studying for a while, and I hope I'll be able to explain it well. I'm going to talk about the mechanics behind magic and what makes spells actually work. This is something I feel I need to discuss before moving on to some other topics, because so much is really based around this. So if you haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it. Here I talk about witchcraft, magic, spirituality, and everything like that. Alright, let's get started. Before I start, please remember that these are my beliefs and perspective based on my personal experiences, and I don't have all the answers. Over the years, as I've continued to learn more, my beliefs have changed some. And as I continue to grow and evolve in my practice, I'm sure my beliefs will continue to grow and evolve as well. Before we talk about magic, let's talk about witchcraft real quick. So what exactly is witchcraft? Witchcraft, simply put, is the practice of magic. Witchcraft in and of itself is a practice and not a religion. If you wish, though, you can incorporate your religious beliefs into your magical practice. So, who can be a witch? Anyone. Anyone can be a witch, regardless of age, gender, sexuality, race, religion, whatever. It's not that a woman or a female is a witch, while a man or a male is a wizard or whatever. Everyone's just a witch. It's a gender-neutral term, contrary to popular belief. Okay, I could kind of go on that, but I will stop there for now. Alright, so now let's talk about spelling, just for a moment. So we spell magic with a K at the end to differentiate it from the illusionary sleight of hand stage magic, like card tricks and pulling a rabbit out of a hat. That is spelled with a C at the end, like you're probably used to seeing. And that's not real magic. It's just, illusion, trickery. Magic with a K is the real witchcraft type of magic, and that's the kind of magic we're going to be talking about today. There are many definitions of magic out there, depending on who you ask. One popular definition is, I've got it written down, is from Aleister Crowley, who said, magic is the science and art that provokes change in conformity with the will. Personally, I like to define magic as your intention and willpower put into action. It's a manipulation and influence of energy to achieve a desired result. When performing a spell, you're setting an intention, focusing your energy, and directing it outward in order to accomplish a specific goal. I think most people probably agree that magic works through applied skills or abilities in influencing, changing, moving, and manipulation of energies. In magic, I think intention setting and the influence of energy are really the main components of a spell. Now, I've heard, especially in the last, handful of years, that intention is everything in spell work. Personally, I don't really agree. I think this is sort of one of those things that's like miscommunicated. I think the meaning behind this is that you don't need tools and materials in order to practice, which is true. However, all intention really is the meaning behind your spell, why you're doing it. It's the purpose of the spell. So if all you have is the purpose, if all you have is oh, I just want to do this spell because I want more money, and that's all you have, your spell's not going to work. You still have to do all the energy work and everything behind the spell in order for it to work. So I think the phrase intention is everything can be really misleading, especially to beginners. Okay, I'm going to go over some common beliefs that could be attributed to the success of a spell now. So the first is the law of belief. This basically means that the beliefs we have in magic and in ourselves can affect how our magic works and how effective our ability to do magic is. Simply put, the law of belief is like a spell works because you believe it will. The law of belief is also the most common reason why spells fail, because of lack of belief. This can also extend to the people around us. So if you have someone around you who doubts your ability to do magic, this can affect your ability. If they know the spell work you are attempting to do, they can interfere with it simply by disbelieving in your ability to do it. This is why in the witch's pyramid that we've all heard of when we're beginning, there's the rule to be silent. Basically meaning that you should be secretive about any spell work and workings you're doing so that others cannot interfere with them. Next is the law of attraction or law of attunement. This, simply put, means you attract what you focus on. If a target is magically tuned for or against a specific outcome, then the target will either attract or repel that specific outcome. If you've heard of the book or movie The Secret, this is what it's based on, the law of attraction. The idea that positive thoughts bring positive results into a person's life, whereas negative thoughts bring negative results. The Secret has made the law of attraction one of the most mainstream magical ideas out there today. The third law is the law of symbolism or correspondence. This means that we use one thing to symbolize another. This law is used by every magical practice, not just witchcraft, and the knowledge of it predates the written word. With the law of symbolism, all the items and even words used in magic are symbolic representations of either the targets of our spells or the effects we would like to manifest. An example of this would be using a poppet to represent a person in a spell. So either through time and history or our own personal interactions with these items and ideas, we have created and granted these symbolic magical abilities to all the materials and words we use in our magical practice. Long ago, most people held a more animistic view and thought that nature-based items like herbs and crystals and things possessed a distinct spiritual energy, life force, or essence. So if this is thought to be true, then the addition of these items and materials can add an extra energy to a spell and help aid in its effectiveness. In spell work, natural items each possess their own attributes that correspond with the intentions of a spell. So some correspondences are more widely accepted and thought to be true because they come from science. For example, we know that certain herbs hold certain properties because they are made up of chemicals that have been scientifically proven to do certain things. There are also many that are based on the doctrine of signatures, which is something that examines the shape, color, appearance, and number of leaves and petals on a plant to determine what it does for the body or how it interacts with its environment. A common example of this is a plant called lungwort, which medicinally helps breathing problems and has leaves shaped like lungs. If I can find one, I'll try to pop up a picture of lungwort here so you can see what I'm talking about. So many correspondences, like the herbs and crystals, like I said, are more widely believed to be true and constant, like they're true for everybody. While others, such as colors, can be more personal to the individual based on their unique life experiences and perspectives. So this is why I'm a big advocate of, especially for colors, creating your own correspondences, because what one color represents to me, it might not represent that to you. Black for me is a very calming and empowering color, but to someone else it might be like a negative color. It might represent like death and mourning and something like that. So it really just depends. The last theory I'm going to talk about is string pulling. This gets its name from the idea that there is someone behind the scenes pulling the strings to make changes happen. Sort of like how someone would pull the strings on a puppet to make it move. So there's 3 types I'm going to talk about. There's personal string pulling, divine string pulling, and spiritual string pulling. Okay, so first let's talk about personal string pulling. This is the belief that we as the practitioner have the ability to cause change ourselves without outside help. This is like where the energy manipulation aspect of magic comes into play. It's the thought that there is you and your power causing change with no middleman. Okay, so divine string pulling. This is the belief that if you appeal to divine forces for help through an offering, a ceremony, a prayer, whatever, that they will hear your request and grant it by effecting change and essentially pulling the strings behind the scenes to cause the desired outcome. This is starting to get on the more spiritual side of magic. So then there is spiritual string pulling. This is very similar to divine string pulling, but with entities that are not worshipped or seen as divine, such as spirits or ancestors. Many believe that spirits can still affect change behind the scenes, and so they will ask for their help. Some people who believe in the Fae might even ask for their help. That would fall under spiritual string pulling, I believe. So with both divine and spiritual string pulling, the belief is putting all the power into the hands of another entity rather than ourselves as the practitioner. It's basically, in my opinion, it's basically saying, I'm just going to ask for help and let them do all the work. So, in my opinion, I think deities and spirits can help in your magical practice, but I don't think they're the end-all be-all like that. I don't think that we as practitioners are powerless. I think we have the power to cause change ourselves through the energy manipulation of magic. I think these theories are all very interesting to learn about and discuss. Personally, I believe that magic is something that has yet to be fully understood or explained by modern science, but maybe one day it will be. According to current scientific models, we cannot observe or even comprehend what 96% of the matter and energy in the universe actually is. That's pretty crazy. So, what if some small percent of that unknown 96% of our universe is the reality-altering effect that we call magic, manifesting in some way we just still don't understand? If you're interested in learning more about the scientific research being done on magic, I suggest reading the book Real Magic by Dean Radin, PhD. I'll try to remember to link it down below and maybe pop up a picture. Alright, so that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts, and I would love to hear your thoughts on magic and how it works down below. Please subscribe, comment, and hit the bell icon to be notified every time I upload a new video. If you have any other video ideas you'd like to see from me, let me know down below. Alright, blessed be witches. Bye!